thyroid. Those things don't change when transgender women suppress testosterone. They don't get shorter. They've still got big lungs.
We will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
You're about to be a mom. How is that feeling? Pops. Oh, let me get it together.
Pops.
About to be a pops.
You want your son to call you Pops, and whenever his friends ask, what does your dad do for a living? He's supposed to say, oh, he plays in the WNBA.
Brittney Griner's medical records just leaked, and if the claims are real, it proves she wasn't born female. We're talking surgery, hormones, everything. The kind of stuff the league hoped nobody would ever touch. But it's out now, and it's messy. Griner's been playing in the WNBA for years, but after that viral moment where she called Caitlin Clark a trash F-word white girl from the bench, everything started unraveling. Because that wasn't just some heated sports moment. That clip triggered a full-on breakdown of her past. From being placed in a male Russian prison, to doctors now saying her biology doesn't line up with what the league sold to the public. And the worst part? The silence from the WNBA is real loud right now, which only makes people ask, how long have they been covering this up? Let's dive right in. So after Brittney's blow up on the bench, where she called Caitlin Clark a trash F-word white girl on camera, that alone was enough to make headlines. But the real mess hit right after. Because as that clip went viral, alleged medical records started popping up online. And these weren't just fan theories or TikTok gossip. This was paperwork, names, numbers, doctor language. And what those reports allegedly showed? Testosterone levels that don't match female ranges, bone structure that reads male, even notes about past surgeries, not athletic, but transitional. People were stunned, but also things started clicking. Because here's what trainers had been saying for years. Brittney doesn't heal like the rest of the league. We're talking injuries that should take weeks to rehab, and she's back on her feet in days, like nothing happened. Let me show you just one moment that had fans raising eyebrows all over again.
Around 80 points a game. Didi Richards can't get... Just tell she's in a lot of pain. Had another tremendous season. On the second gold medals, you hear the applause as she comes to her feet. She has 26 points tonight, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. So a tough tumble there. She gets help off the floor.
Now at first, everybody brushed it off, saying, oh, she's just built different. But that phrase, it's hitting way different now. Because when you stack that on top of everything else, the voice, the recovery speed, the frame, and then look at how male athletes typically bounce back from injuries, yeah, the puzzle pieces start falling into place real quick. And while they stayed quiet, fans got loud. People didn't just let this slide. They went full detective mode, pulling up old game footage, slowing down interviews, rewatching training sessions, even flipping through sports science journals, trying to understand what exactly they were seeing. And the deeper they went, the more obvious it started to feel. Because the way Brittney moves, the height of her jump, the reach, the power behind those dunks, it just doesn't line up with the average WNBA athlete. Not even close. Now watch this highlight reel. This is the video that had people doing a double take. Like, wait a minute.
Parker will let her go. No look pass for Griner and the dunk.
I mean, no one else, no other woman who plays basketball can do that. Two-handed, 2 feet, just goes up. I mean, you're gonna give a crowd some.
You're telling me that's the same league where most players struggle to even graze the rim? Come on. The difference isn't subtle, it's in your face. Then there's that video, the one that had everybody doing a double take. Brittney Griner posted a topless clip on Instagram. No bikini, no cover-up, and here's the wild part. It didn't get flagged. At all. Instagram's AI straight up treated her like a male user. Now I want you to watch this real quick and ask yourself, if this was any other WNBA player, would it still be up?
Swag you, Brittany. Let me see something real quick. Brick! Thank you! Get the hell out of here, yo! Jab stepping, just a brick. Swing and a miss! Yo, I ain't gonna.
And it doesn't stop there. Because let's be honest, the questions didn't just start yesterday. The voice, the shoulders, the base, it's not shade. It's just what people have been noticing since day one. But what really got people side-eyeing hard was what she said after the little one came. Griner straight up told a reporter that she wanted to be called Pops, not Mom, not even parent. Now hold on. Most women don't raise a newborn and then ask people to treat them like the dad. Let me show you what she actually said, so y'all don't think this is being twisted.
I think there's probably one other job that you're about to get into that is really hard and really scary. You're about to be a mom. How is that feeling? Pops. Oh, let me get it together. About to be a pops. Please tell me how exciting that is for you and what you're looking forward to most.
I'm super excited. Well, I mean, I guess I'll just drop it. He's here. So he's here. Yes. 7/8/24.
And listen, say what you want, but after that, people stop playing cute. Some stop calling her Brittany altogether. Now they're calling her Brittney Griner, and not even as a joke. So when fans say, Brittney Griner dressed as a woman, it's not hate. It's people connecting dots the league didn't want anybody talking about. Now here's the part that really has people pissed, and honestly, rightfully so. Women's sports weren't just created for fun. They were built to give female athletes a level playing field. One where they could compete without being physically outmatched by someone who, biologically, moves and builds muscle like a man. But if Brittney Griner is out here dominating the WNBA without ever showing verified proof of her gender status, then what are we even doing? And when a player like Brittney Griner steps on that court, someone who allegedly has all the physical advantages of a male athlete, it stops being fair competition and starts looking like theft. Now listen to this clip, because even leaders outside the league have started saying what a lot of parents and athletes have been screaming for years.
In sports, we like to have a sense that the playing field is level, that there is fairness in competition. Another really important value in sports is that we want everybody to have an opportunity to play, particularly when we're talking about young people. And as a result, with this particular topic, there is apparent conflict between those two values.
We will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
You don't have to agree with who's speaking to hear the truth in what's being said, because at the end of the day, if biological men are allowed to dominate sports made for women, what are we even protecting anymore? Even fans are calling it out, straight up, no sugarcoating. One comment said, "If it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, then it's a freaking duck. Brittney Griner is not a woman. Brittney Griner is a man." Another fan dragged the WNBA with, "Who is the WNBA trying to fool? They knew Brittney Griner was a man all along. Now they're just trying to cover their butts." And don't forget, Brittney Griner has been front and center pushing the idea that trans athletes should be allowed to compete in women's sports without any restrictions. Now watch this clip. It's from a press interview where she wasn't just giving her opinion. She straight up says it's a crime to stop biological males from competing against women. That's the word she used, crime.
There are a number of states who are aggressively moving to prevent transgender athletes playing. And I was wondering, again, I hate to put one more thing on your plate, but in terms of on your radar, where is that, you're gonna have a tremendous platform, but where is that gonna be on your radar in terms of advocating for, athletes, all athletes, transgender athletes to be able to play?
Oh, I mean, that ranks high on the list of things that I'll be fighting for and speaking up against. You know, everyone deserves the right to play. Everyone deserves the right to come here, sit in these seats and feel safe and not feel like there's a threat or they can't be who they are or like it's just all eyes on them. So I think it's a crime, honestly, to separate someone for any reason. So I definitely will be speaking up against that legislation and those laws that are trying to be passed, for sure.
She's made it her mission to push that narrative forward. She even said in an interview that it was top of her list to make sure trans athletes get to play, no restrictions. So yeah, when people started questioning her own biology, that clip hit different, because it's not just a stance, it feels personal. She literally said making sure trans athletes get full access to women's leagues is at the top of her list. And now, People are finally saying what most of y'all were already thinking. Of course, he's going to be against a ban that would prevent him from playing. Because if leagues ever decided to test hormone levels, scan bone structures, or look at original birth records, players like Brittney might not be eligible at all. Let's not forget, they literally swapped her for the Merchant of Death, an international weapons dealer who sold bombs, missiles, and chaos to anybody with a checkbook. And what did Russia do when they arrested her? One person said it best: the Russians aren't stupid. They threw him in a man's prison. And this is the part that still blows people's minds, because Russia knew. Now watch this. It's the moment she was swapped for Victor Bout. Pay close attention to how it's framed. That wasn't just a casual trade, that was a statement. Because while Griner was in custody, they put her in a men's prison. And ask yourself, would they have done that if they believed she was biologically female? Now here's where the double standard really hits. Real women who've never had surgery, never taken hormones, never tried to pass as anything else, have been banned from sports just for having naturally high testosterone. We're talking Olympic medalists, world record holders, athletes who were born female and raised female, but got sidelined for a hormone level they couldn't control. Caster Semenya? Gone. Duty Chand? Suspended. Even Namibia's Christine Mboma, who couldn't compete in her main events because her body didn't fit the WADA rules, despite never transitioning, never hiding, never lying. So again, why does Brittney get a pass? Why is everyone else being drug tested, hormone checked, and medically monitored like lab rats? But this one player can break every biological rule in the book because let's be real, the WNBA doesn't just play basketball, they push a message. Their whole identity is built around being woke, progressive, and unapologetically inclusive. And they don't just talk about it, they brand everything around it. From sponsor deals to courtside messaging, to full-on Pride Night events designed to prove how down they are for the cause.
WNBA has long embraced the LGBT community, both on the court and in the stands. But starting this week, it will become the first professional sports league to have a marketing campaign specifically targeting those fans.
And for us, it's really a celebration of diversity and inclusion and a recognition of an audience that has been with us very passionately.
The league's WNBA Pride campaign will focus on print and the web, including a league website. All teams will participate.
That can be hosting a Pride Night. That can be having a player serve as a grand marshal in a Pride parade.
So now imagine the fallout if that whole image turns out to be fake. They ain't ready for the backlash. But that's just the start, because if this ever gets confirmed, the legal blowback would be brutal. We're talking lawsuits from every player who ever had to go up against her. Players who lost games, missed bonuses, lost sponsorships, missed out on career milestones, all because they were forced to compete against someone who had an undisclosed biological advantage. And it wouldn't stop at the players. Big-name sponsors who thought they were pouring millions into a women's sports league would come back asking questions. Some might even want refunds, making it a disaster that the league can't handle. And the fallout wouldn't stop at the WNBA either. This would hit the NBA too, because they fund the league. They help manage it. Now, before we go further, let me show you what that partnership actually looks like. This clip shows Draymond Green, an NBA champion, openly saying the NBA has been carrying the WNBA financially and publicly. It's not just support, it's full-on backing.
It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA like
the most.
More than we probably support the fucking NBA. And it bothers me.
And here's the part nobody wants to admit out loud. If Brittney's status ever gets officially exposed, it could force every other major league, from tennis to track to soccer, to start enforcing biological testing again. And in this era of politics and identity battles, that would be an absolute firestorm. So when people ask, why hasn't the WNBA said anything? Why are they acting like this isn't happening? This is why. And here's what nobody's saying out loud. If the WNBA let this happen once, who's to say it's not still happening? Who else are they protecting? Because if Brittney Griner really was born male and the league knew the whole time, then this ain't just your usual controversy. This is a cover-up.